In today's climate, nothing will make you a more accurate or confident shooter than Crimson Trace laser sighting systems. Get the immediate, decisive advantage of the world's only grip-integrated laser sights today. Shoot better. Stay safer. Crimson Trace.
This week on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, Tom's talking Operation Choke Point with a congressman who's applying pressure to the DOJ and the FDIC to end the practice. The misleading FBI report on mass shootings, a new book from a top shot, and a great deal on a comfortable carry holster. All that plus your calls at 1-866-TALK-GUN. Call now. Here's Tom.
I don't know how we're going to get it all in today. We have so many things going on, great stories. We're breaking some news. We're going to be talking about a new holster that, well, this thing just sounds way cool. I mean, we're all looking for better holsters, of course. We'll have some news about, well, 9mm versus 40 versus 45. Talking about where the trends are. I just got back from the NASGW, the National Association of Sporting Goods Wholesalers show. It is... Think of it as the pre-SHOT Show. It's where gun makers show their new products to distributors. These are the folks from whom your dealers order guns. So you go to your local dealer and he or she orders guns from Davidson's or Lipsy's or Sports South or one of these companies that is a distributor. They're a wholesaler. And so we get to find out what's new, what's out there. Some of the things we can talk about, and we will, and some of them we can't talk about quite yet. Just we're days away from some of the news. I saw a handgun that I couldn't believe. I still can't believe it, frankly. We'll be able to talk about that in about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. It's rare you see something you go, wow, I've not seen something like that before. A lot of things going on, a lot of stories out there, and we try to get you the very best experts on this, and we certainly have done that in this case. You may have seen the story that the FBI put out a report on active shooters and how active shooters and mass shootings have increased greatly. And when I first saw it, I thought, that doesn't, you see something, you go, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't sound right. But I didn't have the background. I didn't have the information at hand. There's really only one guy I know who can get and has this kind of information at hand, and it's John Lott. I mean, he's the author of More Guns, Less Crime, The Bias Against Guns. He also has, in essence, been on a crusade, if you will, with the Crime Prevention Research Center, a fairly new group that he created. He joins us right now, Professor John Lott. John, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Great to talk to you again, Tom. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, if anybody in the world knows how to dissect data, you are the guy. And when the FBI comes out with this report that says mass shootings are on the rise, we've had a crazy number of them, and I'm just scratching my head. I must look like the little RCA dog in front of the speaker with my head tilted over the side going, that doesn't sound right. So you wrote a piece, I've seen it, I guess, the New York Post. What is the story? What's behind this story from the FBI?
Right. Well, the FBI, you kind of rely on for putting out raw data on crime. There's been a lot of politicization over the years of things like the National Institute of Justice, the Bureau of Justice Statistics, but you kind of want to believe there's kind of a stone wall there protecting the underlying raw data. I mean, people may use it in different ways and what have you, but you'd like to believe that the data itself is reliable. Unfortunately, this is one example where I'm really concerned that they've breached that wall. They've claimed, as you point out, that since 2000 there's been a massive increase, they claim, in these mass public shootings, that it's grown at an annual rate of about 16%, both in terms of the number of people killed and the number of attacks. And I agree with you. When I first saw this, I was pretty skeptical because I work with these numbers all the time. And so as soon as I looked at their list, I knew that there was a problem because I knew that they had, first of all, missed a number of cases, primarily from the beginning of the period. So if you think of it this way, if you underreport the cases at the beginning of the period, it's going to make it look like you're having a bigger increase over time than you actually are.
Of course.
And so, for example, there are 20 cases in which at least 2 people have been killed in a public shooting that they miss. Over 3/4 of those are from the very beginning years of the sample that they looked at. But they went beyond that. Well, all the headlines from USA Today, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, what have you, was saying that mass shootings have increased, mass public shootings have increased. They include cases I don't think anybody would normally include in mass shootings. So, for example, they include cases where you've had a public shooting, but nobody's been wounded or killed. And there's another problem with that, and that is there's no data set. There's no police departments in the country that go and put together a separate category of public shootings where nobody's been injured or killed. And so the only way you can find out about those types of cases is if you go and do news searches on them. Go and do internet searches on those types of cases.
Right.
The problem with that is, one, it's very unlikely to believe that the media is going to have run stories on every time a gun has been fired in public where nobody has been wounded or killed. Right. And beyond that, to the extent that you do find stories, they're very likely to be very recent ones, not ones from 13, 14 years ago. And in fact, you find about 80% of the cases that they have like that are all from recent years. So if you go and include these cases that shouldn't be included in mass public shootings, and they're very heavily weighted towards the end of the period there, that also makes it look like you have a bigger increase over time than would actually be true for what most people would think of with these mass public shootings.
Well, and of course, what we're trying to do here is, the goal, or at least the result, is that the public says, oh my gosh, these things are increasing greatly. Right. This is a terrible problem. We must therefore do something about it. So this becomes a lever, it's leverage to move public opinion toward more restrictions on guns. Is that a fair assessment?
It's hard to get into people's minds, but that's my guess about what's happening with the Obama administration. They put this out a month before the election, and it got massive news coverage, massive uncritical news coverage. I think I saw maybe one news story that quoted somebody that was skeptical about the numbers that were there. And but even they hadn't really had time to look at it at all. I'm not sure they've looked at it since then either. But it's just, you have a report that comes out. Virtually none of the newspapers or media outlets call up anybody who might even be critical. And, it creates a real false impression. The thing that disappointed me a lot was I contacted a number of news media people who wrote stories on this. I wrote to the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal and the LA Times. You can go to our website at crimeresearch.org, and if you click on the button that says CPRC Research, it's just under the search by topics thing there. The first thing will come up is our report, and it'll show you a list of all the, or at least some of the major news outlets that wrote on this. And, what I was hoping is that people would call, would email these reporters and just say, look, why didn't you correct this? Because when I tried to go and contact them, nobody was interested in this. The Associated Press, and you'd think it's an easy story. They missed 20 cases where 2 or more people would be killed. But the fact that correcting this would, kind of undo this huge increase that was being claimed there. You'd think a reporter would just jump on the fact that the FBI had made a large mistake like that over 20% of these cases in which 2 or more people have been killed had been missed.
But don't you think, John, John, one of the problems is, of course, this report comes from the FBI. And so they're looking at this very uncritically and thinking, well, it's the FBI. They're the source for this kind of stuff. That's fairly hard for us to overcome.
Right. No, I understand. But again, if you go to the website, crimeresearch.org, you can download a copy of our report. You can see our appendix where I go and I list each one of the cases that they missed in the appendix. And so it's trivial work on their part. I mean, they don't need to take my word for it. They can just go and do a Bing or a Google search, and in less than a minute they're going to have a case, and then they can go and look at it. Have the killer, where it occurred, the date, how many people died, number wounded. They'll see all that stuff in the report if they go and look at the website. And so, it's just that's the disappointing thing. I mean, they don't need to take my word for it. And you just think a big mistake like that by the FBI would be newsworthy. I mean, if the original report was newsworthy to be on the front page of all these major newspapers, you would think that the fact that they had made a big error would be of some news.
Yeah, well, you're the guy that wrote the book, The Bias Against Guns, so you know what's really going on. Let me throw this thought out for you, John. Why couldn't all of our listeners go to your website, crimeresearch.org, get the information, and then drill that back to the reporters of all of these stories? And if they get one or two comments, they may or may not pay attention. But if they start getting 15, 20, 30, 40, it says, look, you blew it. This is amateur hour in reporting. Perhaps they start paying attention.
Well, I think that's a great idea. I mean, you can go and click on the list of news stories that I have there, and it's, for the first one, for example, is for the Wall Street Journal. And if you click on the news story and you go down to the bottom, there's the email address for the reporter. Right. So people would have the report. They can go themselves and verify for themselves the list of cases we have in the appendix there, and just say, look, they've been looking through the list. They're not in the FBI report, which I also have linked on our page at crimeresearch.org. Again, if you just go to the topics column there, the first one is CPRC research. You just click on that button and you'll get our report and everything that I'm saying there. And just email these guys and just say, why there seems to be these mistakes. Why hasn't the newspaper reported on this? And I'd hope,
John,
you're right.
Let me do this. I want to drive people to your website. It's the Crime Prevention Research Center. It's this wonderful group that you've created. It's crimeresearch.org. And I would just offer two things. One, you could go get material from there that you can use, and you should do that. But the other, and you didn't ask me to do this, John, but I just want to do it. I want people to understand they can make a donation to help, because you're doing all this incredibly detailed, tedious research that takes time and money. And I know you need the help, even though you're not asking for it. So it's crimeresearch.org, and they can make a donation there, right?
Well, yes, thank you very much. Yeah, there's a tab there for donations. That would be very helpful. Thank you.
Well, you are the guy. You are the one that has established a baseline of research on all this for decades now, and I want you to be able to keep doing it, my friend. So I'm going to encourage everybody to go to crimeresearch.org. Get the report, challenge the reporters, call them on it, tell them, hey, look, where is your journalistic skepticism? Where's the criticism? You ought to be looking at this thing critically. And in the meantime, if you can, throw some money to help out, because John needs it. John, thank you so much. Always a pleasure to have you. We never have enough time. We'll just have to do it again, okay?
Well, thanks for having me on. Great talking to you. All right. I'm glad you're able to get the information out. Bye.
Absolutely. John Lott. It's the Crime Prevention Research Center. Easier if you just go to crimeresearch.org. You'll see what we're talking about. You want to be a True Squad activist? There you go. Grab some of that information and drill it into those reporters and call them on it. See, why aren't you reporting on this? 866-TALK-GUN. Be right back with more Gun Talk.
Springfield Armory presents the Gear Up promotion. Until October 31st, customers who purchase any new Springfield Armory pistol can sign up to receive 3 additional magazines and a free double bag pouch by visiting gearup.springfield-armory.com. That's a value of up to $135. XDs, XDMs, the XDS, and all 1911s. To learn about all the Springfield Armory firearms, go to springfield-armory.com.
In today's climate, you always need to be ready. Nothing will make you a more accurate or confident shooter than Crimson Trace laser sighting systems. Get the immediate, decisive advantage of the world's only grip-integrated laser sights. Shoot better. Stay safer. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our new laser training video, The Laser's Edge.
You already know Liberty safes are great values. Now they're offering an even sweeter deal for Gun Talk listeners. At libertysafe.com, click on the Fat Boy safe and type in Tom. Liberty will give you up to $250 off your purchase. Protect the things you value most. libertysafe.com, click the Fat Boy safe, promo code Tom, save up to $250. That's libertysafe.com. libertysafe.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Gresham. For more than 40 years, I've been watching an environmental disaster in my backyard, and it actually impacts all sportsmen in America. I'm talking about the massive loss of land on the Louisiana coastline. The U.S. Geological Survey said the swamps and marshes of coastal Louisiana are among the nation's most fragile and valuable wetlands. That land is disappearing. The Mississippi River Delta hosts as many as 10 million ducks and geese every winter. These are birds which migrate northward through the states, all the way to Canada. The wetlands of the Delta support some of America's best fresh and saltwater fishing. And here's the deal. The wetlands of the Mississippi River Delta are disappearing at a rate of 1 football field every hour. 1 football field every hour. Gone. We can reconnect the river with its wetlands and restore the Delta, but we need your help. Please visit vanishingparadise.org. That's vanishingparadise.org.
The new Walther PPX offers a smooth trigger, ambidextrous magazine release, 3 integral safeties, rugged construction, and the famous Walther ergonomic grip. All this at a great price. Right now, get a free magazine, holster, and dual mag pouch when you purchase a PPX. Feel the perfect fit of the Walther PPX at your local gun dealer or go to waltherarms.com for more information. That's waltherarms.com.
And how to apply them in these uncertain times. Keep it here on Gun Talk, and you'll be informed with accurate information and the facts. Now, Gun Talk continues.
All right, back with the 866-TALK-GUN. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. Also, you can shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. On Twitter, I'm at GunTalk. A lot of ways to get involved, to follow us on Twitter. You can have the Gun Talk app on your Apple phone, your iOS phone, or your Android. Obviously, you can get the iOS on the Apple website, their app store. But if you have an Android, you need to go to Amazon to get the Gun Talk app. So you go to Amazon for that. Let's see. We're giving away stuff. Let me see what we're giving away this month. Looks like, cool. Taurus Millennium G2 Subcompact 9mm. Available in 2 finishes. You go to guntalk.com/win. You can enter for a chance to win that. Now, heads up. When you enter to win this, you become a member of the True Squad. That's part of the fine print there. If you decide you don't like getting the newsletters, which we send out like every month or 2 or maybe 3, because I'm supposed to do it more often than that, but I don't, you can always unsubscribe. But when you enter to win, you do sign up for the Gun Talk True Squad, and we appreciate that very much. You go to guntalk.com/win. Let's see. First prize winner will get a Heritage small bore revolver. Also giving away a bunch of Taurus T-shirts. A lot of cool stuff there. Guntalk.com/win. I mentioned that I was at the NASGW, the National Association of Sporting Goods Wholesalers show. Looking at new guns being introduced from many, many companies. It's interesting. One of the things we wanted to kind of get a sense of was where are we in the firearms industry, gun stores, gun makers, the intermediate folks, the distributors? What's the mood? Because we know we had this incredible spike in gun sales in early 2013, late 2012, early 2013. Somewhere along about the middle of 2013, it started slowing down, and it really started slowing down. And people are going, oh, it's bad, it's down. Not really. What we found was that you have two things going on. You have the consumers, you and me, wanting more guns. We're buying guns. People, somebody said, look, nobody's less scared than they used to be, and everybody's thinking I'm going to take care of myself. So there particularly is an interest in buying handguns for self-defense. At the same time, there's a lot of inventory out there on store shelves, on distributor shelves. And so they're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen in terms of consumers buying guns and pulling them through. As a result, and here's where it becomes interesting for you. As a result of the inventory sitting there, a lot of guns on the shelves, there are some stunning promotions going on right now. And I mean, you just check, if you're thinking about buying a new gun, be sure to go on the dealer's website, not dealers, the manufacturer's website, whether it be Ruger or Smith & Wesson or Taurus or Browning or whomever, and see if they got some kind of a special thing going on, because they very well may. I think Springfield Army has a deal. You buy handgun, you get extra mags. Some have price deals. The other thing that's going on, which is fairly stunning right now, if you have not been in the market at all, is the prices of AR-15s, whereas we were paying 18 months ago, what we paid, $1,200, $1,500 for a routine AR. There are some on the market now, brand new ARs being sold at dealers for about $500. $600 is easy, and some down at $500. Crazy low prices. They're just trying to move them out and get them off the shelves, but that's basically a great situation for you and for me. So I guess the question I'd like to ask is, have you bought anything? Are you thinking about buying anything? What are you looking at these days in terms of buying? What would you like to see them bring out? I'll also try to bring you a little bit of information of what I saw, the things I could talk about at least, a lot of things going on. And always love to get your range reports. Any gun, any optic, any gear that you've taken out, you've purchased, you've tried, 866-TALK-GUN. Give us your range report.
Have you taken your family, friends, and kids shooting lately? You're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, and we'll be right back. Want to be a guest on the show? Drop us a line at info@guntalk.com. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
Interesting stuff. I was just in Little Rock at the NASGW show, National Association of Sporting Goods Wholesalers. That's where the folks from Lipsy's and Davidson's and Sports South and RSR go. If you're a gun store, you know who I'm talking about. If you're not, then you may not have heard of a lot of these guys, although you've probably heard of Davidson's because they've been on the show here with us. They have the Gallery of Guns website, which is very cool, galleryofguns.com. You can go there, find a gun, click on it, order it. It shows up at your local dealer in a day or two. It's pretty cool. It's like having a, if you will, imagine your local gun store, small mom and pop place, has a 200,000 square foot warehouse. And all you do is go and select what you want, and it's there the next day. It's pretty cool. So at galleryofguns.com for that. But you got all these people here, and they're talking about what's new, what's going on, and finding out, get a little sense of the industry. And it's kind of interesting because, you remember I mentioned this a year ago, when the gun makers, and you remember this, when there was nothing on the shelves, no ammo, no guns, no nothing. When you walk in, if they had a 40-year-old goofy kind of gun, people would buy it. There just was nothing on the shelves. Now, imagine you're a gun maker, and R&D on these new products is 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years maybe. And you have 5, 10, 20, 30 projects in the works. New guns you're going to introduce. And why does a gun company introduce new product? Because nobody ever walks into a store and says, what's old? They always say, what's new? So new things are what cause sales, whether it's car. I mean, come on, your 10-year-old car will get you there. But there's nothing cool and sexy about that. So you want, what's the latest, niftiest thing? You got an all-aluminum F-150 pickup truck. That's cool. So gun companies have to bring out new things to drive sales. That's what they do. But if they're selling everything, if they have orders that go out for the next 24 and 36 months with what they're making right now, why would they bring out something new? Costs money to bring out things that are new. Costs money to promote them. In some cases, they may or may not have to shut down a line of something old to bring out something new. And if that line is running and cranking out product that all of it is sold the moment it goes into a box, when it hits the floor there, it's gone, it's out the door. So all that having been said, that was the last 18 months, 24 months. Now that's not the case. Guns are not flying off the shelves. So they're thinking, time to bring out all this new stuff. They have been developing new products for years. We really haven't seen a lot of new stuff over the last, 18 months, maybe? Something like that. So get ready, because the SHOT Show, which is held in January, is where a lot of this will be announced. Some of it was shown at this show. Unfortunately, some of it is shown in the back rooms after you've signed an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, which means you can't talk about it until they say we can talk about it. Now, I've got the one I kind of alluded to, which is a handgun unlike anything I've ever seen, honestly. When is that? I think first week of November, which is like not very far away. We'll be able to talk about that one. That's the release date on that one. It's a carry gun. I mean, it doesn't surprise you. It's a carry gun. New rifles. Some things we can't talk about. I got to see. Okay. How wicked cool is this? You're familiar with a potato gun. Make it out of PVC pipe. A lot of people have made those. A lot of fun. Cool stuff. All right. How about if you could have, in essence, a high-tech potato gun that's an upper for your AR? Yeah, I'm not making this up. But it's not made to shoot potatoes. It's made to shoot soda cans. Yeah, right. They're going to be soda cans. They said they get 105 yards out of a full can of Coke or your favorite adult beverage in a can. 105 yards. It's a big old barrel. You slide it down in this, and you shoot 223 blanks to power this thing. And I know you're thinking, why would you do this? What possible reason would you have for firing full cans of soda or beer out of this? Now, boat-to-boat delivery? Sure. I can see somebody putting up a big old net and trying to catch them. I mean, all you got to do is have the thing have a cigarette lighter or something on it. Now you got alcohol, firearms, and tobacco all right there. You know, you're at your ATF tool. I don't know. You know, honestly, a lot of the stuff we see is because somebody thought about it and just threw it out there. Would you buy something like that? I mean, and remember, this is probably a $300 item. It reminds me of the, what do they call those? The gasoline-powered blenders, where they've got like a chainsaw motor. There are a lot of ways to run a blender, but this thing, you know, a gasoline-powered one makes a lot of noise and kicks out smoke, and it calls attention to itself, and it's fun. It's a group deal. To me, this is kind of in that category of, yes, we know it doesn't make any sense, but it sure is a lot of fun. And so there you go. You can deliver a cold one to somebody a football field away. Now, here's the other part. Okay, if someone has just shot you a Diet Coke out of this launcher, it looks like a grenade launcher, and you've just caught it in a net, or maybe it's bounced and rolled all over the ground. Do you want to be the one? Do you want to grab this thing and just pop that dude open? Can you imagine the spray and the mess? I don't know. It was just one of those things that I had to go back to the booth and go, really? And they're going, yeah, it works. Great. Okay, that's fine. it was just a bizarre thing. What is it that you would like to see gun makers bring out, or maybe even reintroduce? Which gun that's not on the market is one that you've thought, man, I wish they would bring that out? I wish Marlin would bring out some of their old lever actions. Man, Marlin, there's a company that's a shadow of its former self. But if we could get some of those old ones, although we did talk at the show with some folks who've been shooting 4570s and having a great time with those, using the new ammo, the better ammo. Very cool stuff out there. 866 Talk Gun, we're open lines. There's something on your mind, a gun you're thinking about buying. You've thought, well, I probably do need to carry a gun. People are getting beheaded in Oklahoma in workplaces. There's not going to be anybody there to help me. If you're looking for help, I can help you. 866 Talk Gun, or just honestly, it's easier just to dial 1 Tom Talk Gun. That'll get you in here. Be back in a minute with more gun talk.
Waterfowl season is here, and you're pumped, ready, raring to go. But man, those non-toxic shot shells are expensive. Did you know you can reload your own non-toxic ammo for waterfowl hunting? Go take a look at mechreloaders.com. Mech Reloaders have been trusted since 1956, and they have experienced customer service representatives to help you get started. Just go to mechreloaders.com. That's MEC Reloaders.com. Or ask your local retailer.
The Ruger LC380 is the perfect pairing of the award-winning LC9 pistol and the popular 380 auto cartridge. The LC380 is the same size as the LC9, yet offers reduced recoil, making it Ruger's lightest recoiling personal protection pistol yet. It features a dovetailed high-visibility 3-dot sight system, 7-round magazine and finger grip extension floor plate, manual safety, and loaded chamber indicator. The Ruger LC380, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
Want your next gun purchase to be fast and hassle-free? Well, at galleryofguns.com, you can search through thousands of models from our huge firearms inventory. Find a great offer from a local dealer that includes all fees and taxes. And there's no need to arrange a transfer. Gallery of Guns takes a small deposit on your credit card, and your gun will be at your chosen dealer in as little as 48 hours. Plus, your gun will be covered by our guaranteed lifetime replacement warranty. GalleryofGuns.com. Search, find, buy. It really is just that easy.
Introducing your new best friend in home defense, Guard Dog from Federal Premium Ammunition. With low recoil and reliable feeding, Guard Dog is all the protection you need. Guard Dog features a patented full metal jacket construction with an expanding polymer which minimizes overpenetration through interior walls. This dog's got bark and bite. Protect your home and family with Guard Dog Home Defense from Federal Premium Ammunition.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
Gel? On a holster? Wow, that sounds really comfortable.
Oh, it is comfortable. Comfort Holsters puts a luxurious gel cushion between you and your handgun for amazing comfort. Plus, their super soft suede really lets your skin breathe. Comfort Holsters come with a 6-week buyback guarantee and a lifetime warranty. Right now, get 10% off when you enter the code TOM. ComfortHolsters.com. ComfortHolsters.com.
Take Gun Talk with you wherever you go. Now streaming through Stitcher, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, and the Gun Talk app. Available for your Android or iPhone. Just search Gun Talk in the App Store. Now back to Gun Talk.
All right, back with you. 866 Talk Gun will get you in here. Aaron has called in from Pensacola on 3. Hey, Aaron, what you been shooting?
Actually, I got a range report and a company report for a Sky CPX2.
All right, go for it.
Recently, I've been looking at one for a while. They're a relatively inexpensive gun. I actually got this one for even less expense because I bought it secondhand from a local pawn shop and dealer here. Guy warned me when I bought it that it had some problems, but I had read that they have a warranty that follows the gun. I sent the gun in 2 days after I got it, or 3 days after I got it, which was a Monday. I sent it in on Monday, got it back on Thursday. It works perfectly.
Now, this is Sky, SCCY Industries,
correct?
Right? And
correct.
You got
out of Daytona Beach, Florida.
You got the CPX2?
Yes, sir.
A lot of people don't know this company, but they actually have a pretty good lineup of guns.
They only make they make two different versions of 9mm. They're both for concealed carry purposes. One's got a thumb safety, that's the CPX1. One does not. They're both hammer-fired, double-action only pistols. It's the most accurate small pistol I have ever owned. I'm sure like the Kimbers and your higher quality SIGs are much better, but it's pretty darn accurate out to 10 yards.
Now, you got the pink one, right?
I'm sorry?
Did you get the one in pink?
No, I got, what is it, the silver, the chrome-plated with the black handle, black polymer.
Okay. I'm just looking. They actually have a pink model. I'm just having fun with you. They got, looks like silver slides, black slides, green frame and grip, or black or pink. So a lot of different options there. That is outstanding. So they took care of you.
Yeah, I just really want to give a shout-out. Hopefully somebody at Sky Industries is listening. Thank you. I've never sent a gun in and got it back quick, and I really appreciate it.
That is wonderful. I appreciate the range report, sir. Keep shooting, man. Be careful out there, Aaron. It's one of the... I cannot tell you, honestly, we don't put them all on the air, how many emails I get from people who say, I had such a great experience with XYZ gun company. Because, look, if you're a gun company, you're turning out tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of guns, depending on the size of the company. They're mechanical beasts, and things happen. You just got... The other thing is, people call and say, well, I've got this gun, and it's not working right. What should I do? Have you called the company? Well, no. Company doesn't want you to have a gun that's not working. They will take care of it for you. And so, week after week, I get these reports from people who say, I sent this in, I contacted this company... They went out of their way. They went beyond anything they had to do. It was amazing. The service is great. I'm going, yeah, that's where we are. It's competitive. There's a lot of gun companies out there. They want your business. And they also know, and I mean, this is the reality of it. They know that there are all these internet forums out there. And if they're screwing up, people are going to talk about it. So it's just kind of the way it is. Let me go talk to Tina out of Jacksonville, Oregon. Is it Oregon? And on line 2. Hey, Tina, are you in Oregon?
Hi, Tom. Yeah, we're in southern Oregon, about 3.5 hours from Thunder Ranch.
Ah, okay. Not far from Lakeview.
You bet, yeah. 3 years ago, you suggested that we're very close to one of the finest gun schools available at Thunder Ranch. And we've gone. We just came back from our third training there.
Oh, gosh, you're hooked.
Oh, man, and here's my dilemma. They're offering a new concealed carry class. But it means we're going to have to buy ankle holsters and ankle guns.
Oh, poor you. Poor you.
Could you figure out a way to not talk me out of this?
Okay, let's do this, Tina. I'm up against a break. I'm going to hold you over because I want to know, first, your experiences at Thunder Ranch, as if I didn't know. And also, let's talk about this new class and what it is and why do you need ankle holsters and ankle guns and... What the heck's going on? If you want to know more about that, as I do, hang on. Tina's going to tell us in just a minute. If you'd like to join us, it's 866-TALK-GUN. For just a few minutes after that, we're going to be talking to Chris Chang, the author of a new book, actually a very good book on shooting. A lot of things going up. We're going to be talking about holsters and also Operation Choke Point. Going to get the inside story on that before too long. This is Gun Talk.
You don't have to agree with Tom to participate in the show. Call now with any of your concerns about guns, gun rights, or particular firearms, or suggestions for your shooting activity or personal protection. 1-866-825-5486. Gun Talk is coming right back.
right, Doc Mithy here. We're talking with Tina in Oregon. And Tina, you said you just finished your third class at Thunder Ranch. For those who don't know, Thunder Ranch is in Lakeview, Oregon, one of the great training centers, self-defense shooting centers with Clint and Heidi Smith there. So first of all, let me ask you, Tina, when I remember the phone call when we talked 3 years ago, whenever it was, and I said, you got this place that's really not that far from you. How was your first class at Thunder Ranch? And frankly, just go ahead and cut to the chase. How did it change you?
Well, to begin with, as you probably know, Clint is one of the most talented yet humble individuals on the planet. There's so much integrity in that environment that you can't not believe what he's telling you, because he believes what he's telling you. And that shines through. I was scared the first time, truly, because I wasn't very good at marksmanship. And I've been honing those skills, and that was a defensive handgun class. Then we took team tactics last year, and this year we took concealed carry. You do go over many of the same skill-building exercises, but it's that kind of drilling and practice that's really good, especially for women. I really encourage women to put their bootstraps up and go get some really good training with people who have integrity. Now, the new class they're offering is concealed carry with an concealed ankle holster and gun. So Heidi says, but you're going to have to buy an ankle holster and a gun.
Yep. And I know that Heidi knows how to rock an ankle holster and a draw, I can tell you. Yes,
I'm really looking forward to it. So we decided, we got back last Sunday. We decided yesterday we're going back.
So what kind of gun are you thinking about? Maybe a revolver?
Well, we got a chance to shoot other people's guns at the last class, and the first time I ever shot a Glock. And I didn't think I'd like it, but it's not bad. So I'm thinking maybe a small Glock for my ankle. My husband wants a revolver.
Okay. All are good. It's personal preference. Get you a small Glock, one of the baby Glocks. Those are fine. Also, you might want to look at some of the small offerings from these other manufacturers. Springfield has an XDS, which is small and single stack. Springfield Armory has the Shield. All of these are roughly Chief Special, 38 Special revolver size. And then, of course, if you're looking about revolvers, you have both the offerings from Smith & Wesson, but also the Ruger LCR, light compact revolver. Very nice, very light, very great trigger pull. So a lot of options there. Did you get the recommendation? I know that there's a brand of holster, ankle holster, that Clint uses, and I cannot remember it for the life of me. It's made down in Phoenix. I'm sorry, I missed that. What was that?
The ankle gun is supposed to be a backup gun, and I don't remember what Clint said. I know he did say that, but so much information comes at you. You know, this is the third time, and I'm finally getting some of it.
Well, he talks, it's a fire hose delivery. It's wonderful. I would say, first of all, yes, absolutely. Sign up for the class. Get in on it, because it's hard to get in on their classes anyway. And then start working the problem. And there's no bad choice here. You already know the drill. You know what you're going to be doing. You're going to be shooting a lot. You're going to be rolling on the ground. You're going to be drawing. You're going to be moving. So get good stuff. If you like the Glock, buy the Glock. I mean, really, truly. If you don't like it, you can always switch to a different gun another time. But I think it's cool. But the other thing is, you two should also know how to run each other's guns, because you never know if you'll be fighting with your gun or the gun that your spouse is unable to use at that point. So that's a key thing. Thank you for the range report, Thunder Ranch. I'm telling you, folks, if you get a chance to go, thunderranchinc.com. When we come back, a new book, an important book about shooting, and we're going to have your calls and range reports.
No black helicopters here, just the facts about gun rights and gun ownership. This is Gun Talk.